let's talk about a little more positivity here. There's a lot of positive Kayvon Thibodeaux news here to give you guys here. So always like to be able to give you some positives. Not that the Giants have had a lot of positive lately here. So NFL.com's Bucky Brooks here decided to include Kayvon Thibodeaux to the 24 NFL All-Breakout Team. So he's expecting big things here from Kayvon Thibodeaux. So what he said is, after amassing 11.5 sacks in his second season, Thibodeaux could become the next elite pass rusher to flourish in the Big Apple. This 6'5", 258-pounder thrives as a speed rusher off the edge, and now he's in position to really wreak havoc, lining up across the formation from two-time Pro Bowler Brian Burns. New York's blockbuster acquisition will command most of the attention as the team's most established edge rusher, leading to more one-on-one opportunities for Thibodeaux. With second-team All-Pro Dexter Lawrence also wrecking shop inside, Thibodeaux could post monster numbers in year 3. And that's, I look at that and it's like, you'll go, okay, all breakout. Yeah, great. But if you look at it, most of why they're saying it's all breakout is because of Brian Burns and, Dexter Lawrence being Dexter Lawrence. So, it's definitely it's definitely a nice thing to see him on a list like that. But it'd be nicer if they said, oh, well, he did 11.5 sacks last year. We expect better because this is going to his third year. We saw this and this that improved last year. And if that continues, I prefer that kind of write-up. But like I said, I'll take the positive news there. But I do kind of find it funny they said that Burns is the better pass rusher. I'm not so sure if I would say that. Again, Brian Burns is a two-time Pro Bowler. And I think it might change the guys day from day, game to game, who was the better of the two at that point. If you look at Kayvon really did thrive against specific teams last year. Granted, those teams didn't have great offensive lines, and that definitely what helped him. But he's been kind of the flashy guy that would really take control at certain points against those weaker teams. Whereas Brian Burns doesn't necessarily have that reputation. He's been more of the even keel, steady force kind of guy there. So, I'm not so sure which one is the better pass rusher. Brian Burns is definitely the better player. Let me be clear on that part. He's the better player. But the better pass rusher, I think that's more of a debate than this write-up is giving there. And I do expect big things from Kayvon Thibodeaux. And I'm hoping that him working alongside Brian Burns, having new coaching assistants that are helping out the edge room there. Andre Patterson has also been helping with the edge room. They reported as well this OTA. My big thing is I hope Thibodeaux become better at setting the edge, guarding against the run. Because if he can do that plus post double-digit sacks, then he's a hell of a player. We're going to have 2 Pro Bowl caliber, edge rushers there, which is something most teams would love to have. So it's definitely a good possibility for him to really break out this year. But like I said, I'd like to just hear it more as like, hey, Thibodeaux's going to break out potentially this year because he's improving in this. He's got these new coaches. We saw this last year improve. So, we'll see which reason as time goes on, because I do think you'll be able to tell when you watch, especially the All-22 at that point, see who gets doubled and see if that's what happens to help free either Burns or Thibodeaux up. See if he's better at setting the edge there, especially against multiple quarterbacks. We're going to definitely play a couple this year. So, I'm definitely looking for big things from Thibodeaux, and I'm really, really curious to see how this dynamic works out between those two and who ends up looking like the better player. Because I'm not so sure it's Burns next year, especially at the pass rush specifically. But as of right now, Burns is. Can Thibodeaux leapfrog him? I think he can. I think he's got a higher potential and a higher ceiling at that point. It's just whether he reaches that ceiling.
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.